What's up guys and welcome back to the channel. I'm Andy the Middle Aged Gamer and this is the officially licensed by Umarex and manufactured by VFC Walther PDP 4-inch compact gas blowback pistol review. Now as always, let's stick the usual disclosures on screen and let's jump right in. So what is the PDP? Well, PDP stands for Professional Duty Pistol. It is a polymer-framed, striker-fired pistol designed and created by Walther to replace the aging PPQ, which had reached the pinnacle of its design with the steel frame edition, and Walther decided to make a better ergonomic, better modular pistol with a brilliant trigger and optics ready right out the box. Now, they released this pistol in 2021 in two versions, the full-size 5-inch and the 4-inch compact. Now, since then, there has been multiple versions, with the highlight being the F-type and the steel frame last year. And of course, don't even get me started with the various military contracts that they've secured, specifically one with the German Bundeswehr to replace theirs. So, yeah, that's great. Now, Walther designed the PDP to be kind of compatible with the PPQ, rather than be a completely new design, which would scare a lot of Walther's loyal fans. And when you already have a system internally that's amazing, you can build the externals a lot more easier. And that's what they've done. So, with the real steel, they made it magazine compatibility, they made holster compatibility and all that with the PPQ, to be exact. And VFC kind of copied that. We'll get into all that in a moment. But all in all, Walther wanted this to be the best that they've ever done. So, in Airsoft, we've had three versions now. We've had the Springer, which came out just over a year ago. We had the CO2 non-blowback. We've been waiting for the gas blowback for a long time. And to be honest, we were beginning to give up hope until an amazing thing happened at the launch event for the PPSH, and VFC likes to announce other things at the same launch event, and they did in this case by showing this pistol off. Now, it was already in its final production form, and a month after that brilliant show, we have this pistol in hand now. So, as always, let's zoom right in. Let's take a good look at this awesome little compact pistol. Okay, so, like I said in the introduction, magazine, let's start there. Okay, these are 15-round flush fit, designed for the 4-inch compact. If you have the 18-round full size, then you can use them as well, should you wish. And yes, you can buy a little spacer that goes in here, just to add that little gap if you want to run those, or you can buy the flared magwells and all that sort of stuff. They do it all. I'm happy with what I've got. These are fine. They are easy to load. You can just pull that down, feed it from there. That's great. Your fill valve is at the bottom. And as you can see here, markings-wise, you've got Walther on the base plate. Apart from the number of markings you've seen already, we also have Walther there and the caliber of the real type. Now you can see on both sides, this is ambidextrous, so you have the cutouts from the mag catch, and as you can see, there are two catch points. So you have your main catch point here, but you also have your lower catch point here, so if you accidentally drop it, it will catch on here and not drop your mag on the floor. Just a design by Walther, it's decent. Now, these hold 20 rounds in total. You could fit 22, but 20 is more than enough, and you will get through 2 full mags of BBs on 1 charge of gas, because these are not massive magazines, but they are just right. My only drawback to these mags is that, say you are storing them, or if you've just got them on your person but you haven't loaded, it's very easy to, slide the base plate forward. Now, if you do that aggressively enough, it will overshoot the catch point there where your fill valve is, and basically it will launch off and you can lose your base plate. You can replace them, they do sell them separate, but that was just one thing I noticed. But when you have BBs in there, there's enough tension that it can't override the little detent in there if you accidentally bang it. So just a little FYI. And like I say, there's your fill valve. So absolutely great. Now in the real steel, these are PPQ mags. The PDP uses the exact same magazines as the PPQ, and this is no different. Here is a PPQ mag, and they are basically identical. I haven't even removed the sticker off the side that came with it, but they are identical in every way. And that is basically VFC copying the same as the real steel. They wanted it to basically have that compatibility. So if you own the VFC M2 Gen 2 PPQ or even the M3, you can use their magazines, no problem. That's great. Same with the holster. You can still use the PPQ holster, no problem. So absolutely awesome. And as you can see, if you just tap it, it will catch on that second catch point, allowing you to make sure you seat it. Just make sure you do all the way. Now the grip looks familiar if you owned the PPQ steel frame, because they copied that patterning of the steel frame and included it into the mold of the PDP. And of course the back straps are interchangeable. They do make separate back straps for about a tenner for two. The one that comes fitted is the M. If I can find it there, you'll see it there. M for medium, and it works fine. I have a very large hand. I mean, I have big fat fingers and I use large size glove, but even with this, you can see here, this for a compact fits more like a full size gun in my hand anyway. It's really nice. And of course, I don't know if the light can pick it, but you can just see these ribs here. If I turn it sideways, you'll see it better. But these little ribs help locate your hand and your fingers just right, so you're always in the right place. You have this high cutout here with the beaver tail, allowing you for a higher purchase, which gets the bore axis down to mitigate muzzle rise. You do have this ergonomic cuts around here and a little bit of a ridge in there, just kind of like your HKs and so on do, to give you a better purchase and so on. Just absolutely amazing. Your PDP written there just for for your markings. And you've also got, like I say, this lovely texturing. Now this is nice because it's grippy, but it's not aggressively grippy that eats your hands. Like a Terran Tactical that's sandpaper, this is just grippy enough, and I like it a lot. Now you do get the compact there, it tells you the frame is a compact, and you do get this nice enlarged trigger guard here, especially if you got winter gloves. Even your magazine catch, which has this nice protective shelf here so you can't accidentally bump it, and it has a very strong release spring anyway. But that is reversible. You can flip it around to the other side. It's cut perfectly there. Again, just really good what they've done. You got a bit of standard checkering on your front strap, and on your back it matches all this to wrap around. It's just really, really nice. Now, let's talk about the trigger. The trigger itself is the Walther PDT, and it actually is engraved PDT there for professional duty trigger. What that basically means is there is a standard spring weight all the way through, and it is just really nice. So if I put my finger on, you can see the finger little trigger safety there, that little inertial safety for it, although I call it the dingus. You press that in, you'll see there's a nice 1, 2, so I'll do that again for you just to show. 1, 2, there's the wall. You feel it just like the real one. There's a nice hard wall, and boom. Your over travel is 1, 2, 3, and there you go. You can hear that nice positive. You can feel it as a tactile reset, which is nice. So it's a nice short reset. Just gorgeous. A really nice constant trigger. It is designed around duty, so you have a nice little bit of a stiffer spring. So it's about 3.5 to 4 pounds in pull overall, and it will take about 5.5 to get over that actual break point. So it's not the most strongest trigger in the world, but it's not the worst or anything like that when it comes to weight needed to pull it. And that's designed because this is a duty pistol in its whole purpose. But that's kind of cool. Now, another thing you'll notice familiar is your slide stop / release. These levers look very familiar because they're basically the same as the PPQ. The internals of this pistol in the real steel are identical to the PPQ. So much so, you could take the slide off the PPQ and put it on the PDP and vice versa, and they will work interchangeably, no problem. Now, what it means for us is we get these nice enlarged slide release that you can see here. So you can click that through, pull that up. Just feels so nice to drop that slide. Really easy. And because they are elongated, no matter how short your hands are, you're going to get them. Now, when it comes to other markings, you've got Carl Walther right there, which is all correct. And you do have your takedown levers right here, which I do like these. Unlike Glock that have those small metal bar, serrated bars there that rip your fingernails as you hold it down to release it. You don't have that issue with these. These are just a lot more easy to manipulate. You do get a bit more checkering here at the front, should you be one of those that likes to rest your finger there for control. You do get 3 Picatinny slots right there to fit your light and laser of choice. It's up to you. Now, the difference between the compact frame and the full size is going to be 1 extra slot here, which even if you don't have the full size frame, but you have the full size slide, you can use it on this. That's another good thing with compatibility, again, modularity. And it has that same plastic insert piece that the, what's it called, the USPs and the HK45s and things like that have, just to extend, because they use the same guide rod and spring as what this does. They just put that little spacer piece in there, and that would cover this anyway, so you wouldn't have a big gap, but I digress. So that, and the fact that this is just a little bit longer, that's all. But again, as I've showed you, you don't need to worry. You'll be holding this really nice and comfortable. Now, you do have Walther here. You don't have it at the front anymore, and you do have these very deep, I mean, look at the depth of those serrations on there. That allows you to press check, or rack it from the front, should you be one of those, or a slide rider like that. It's entirely up to you. But what it means is anyone with like hand disabilities that may struggle with the thinner PPQ ones, now you can grab it and actually hold it and manipulate that slide proper. It's a lot better. Now, they did include a set of iron sights with this pistol, and they made a change. One of the changes that they made on this pistol in the real steel world is they use Glock pattern sights. So if you are to use a optics here, which we'll get to in a minute, you can put suppressor height sights to co-witness should you wish, just using the Glock pattern. Airsoft wise, that's a little different thing. We'll get into that. Now, again, like I say, this is optics cut, and as you can see, there's a nice deep cut out of it. They do provide you with plates, which we'll show you in a minute. Those plates are basically 4 types. And again, I do have to quickly just pause a second. Those plates were included with mine because mine was bought from Action Airsoft and is the Asia edition. You get them for free. All in all, this cost me £150 all in with everything, shipping the lot, and I got the plates. Here in the UK, it retails for $169.99 for just the gun. You lose all the nice markings on the other side for the proof markings, and you don't get the plates. Again, Umarex in the European market and the rest of the world treating one side better than the other. I don't know. Markings I don't care about. It's the plates. They're $24.99 separately, so you can go into them and argue with them. We'll get to that at the end, though. Let's go over this. So the sights they do provide you are very nice, crisp, clean white sights. You can just see that there. And I don't know if I can put that there to focus on this, but we'll soon see. But they are very crisp. You can easily find the dots, and they are amazing. They are adjustable. As you can see here, you do have PDP there, and your serial number is right there, which is unique for you. But if I flip this around, you will notice you get all the nice white markings. Those are all the Asia markings. You won't get any of those, apart from the Walther and the 9x9mm, and obviously these bits here. It will say here, Walther Arms, Fort Smith in America, where it was manufactured. And of course here you have more markings here. This is based off the 2022 model, which is fine. And yeah, this is just absolutely a beautiful pistol, but I believe they've changed the serial number to the side. You do get the Walther, you do get the 9mm, but you don't get any of the other bits. This says licensed by here instead of the Walther Arms. It sucks, but that's the thing. The only thing missing is the QR code that would go here. That's for Walther and all that. But yeah, now one of the things with this being airsoft that VFC did to make it more accurate was to give you a fixed outer and inner barrel. Now what that basically means is, if you watch it here, you can see that the barrel itself does not tilt, and the slide moves nice and freely, with the only resistance being the nozzle being yanked out. If I lock that up, you will see there, that's where you've fitted the licensed trademark of Carl Walther. Okay. Now, the point of this being fixed is the fact that on the real steel, this is a Browning tilting action. Now, that's fine for self-defense. It's fine for basically home use and just general concealed carry. But when it comes down to it, it's not the most accurate when you have that, because the whole thing has to tilt and so on. And in airsoft, especially here in airsoft, when you have that tilt, the grouping size is going to expand. Now, because you have a fixed one, and a tiny barrel, remember this is just a 4-inch, less than 4 to be precise, but it's 4-inch from here. But this is just a tiny inner and outer barrel. So to get a good accuracy, they fixed it, which is great, and allowed it to be just a lot better. You do feature the guide hop guide rod. They do give you a tool for that. And your rear sight is adjustable for windage and elevation with these 2 screws. They do give you a tool for that as well. Those are included on whatever version you buy, so that's kind of cool. Now that we've gone over the overview, let's get this ready and let's take it outside to the range. Okay, this is the Walther PDP from VFC with 2 5-gram BBs and green gas. Okay. All right, let's take the Walther PDP back to about 10 meters, which is around the decent CQB length. Let's see what this little 4-inch compact can do. Not bad at all. Okay, let's test the PDP with the Texas Star. Come on, slow it down a bit. That's not the one I wanted to take. Oh, I got that one. Slow it down. Tiny barrel. Oh no. Really? Rush it. There you go. Not bad. Okay guys, so here's the accuracy out of this 4-inch, and because of its fixed barrel, let's see if we can find the furthest point, is 2 inches there. Under 2 inches there, but just about. Definitely way under 2 inches there. Pretty much, no matter which way you look at it, you're looking at sub 2 inches with only a tiny barrel in there. And as you can see, I nailed the bullseye. It's very, very nice. Absolutely great in its consistency. Its power, on the other hand, is on the lower side, but that's to be accepted due to the fact that I'm using 2 5-gram BBs. If I put 2s in it, it's going to be a lot more higher up, about another 30 FPS. Now, of course, you can change the inner barrel and all that to gain that, so that's just mute at this point. Okay, so let's take a look at the grip. So here we have the grip and fire control assembly right here. I do love what they've done. Now, if I hit you up, you can see the internals of this. It's really nice. You can see the trigger reset spring right here, giving it more nice and pressure, stops it flopping about as it wears in. Just a better system here. And again, unlike most Glocks, which the whole thing's just held in, you've got one very strong screw there with a metal insert here. It's all reinforcement into the rear part of the frame here. It's nice and molded in. You've got another screw here. You've got all these parts, which are just amazing. As I can show you here, your takedown is right there, which locks your barrel and everything in place so that when this is on, it will ride in and lock in. There is no movement like that. And to release it, just do that. It's very simple. But yeah, absolutely awesome. When it comes to steel, steel hammer, steel hammer, steel sear, steel sealer. If we can get my, yep, your transfer bar there, steel. Your bolt catch is not, it doesn't need to be, but if you can see, the catch design is something more akin to Tokyo Marui. Rather than just catch here on the side, you have this nice long plate here that's actuated by your magazine follower, and it will catch properly, and I'll show you that part on the slide in a moment. But yes, your firing pin is steel. All your parts in there that need to be steel are steel. Even your retaining pin here is steel. Your rails are not. They're metal, but not steel. Your pin is steel that holds the dingus in. Same with that. Everything else that needs to be is. So that's kind of good when it comes to the frame itself. And it works. It's really easy. You can just slide that forward. You reset. Click there and your firing pin goes back in, which is really nice. You can see how beautiful. Now, VFC Power basically stated that all the metal parts in here and this fire control group are self-lubricating. And, well, I put that to the test. And at 2,000 rounds, that's the wear and tear that you can see on there so far on that fire control group. It's been absolutely amazing. It's had no issue whatsoever and has just been really good. Everything is just nice and balanced. It feels nice. It feels well and strong. Just really, really good overall internals. I like what they've done. Now, again, on the real steel, your recoil rod and spring between the 5 and the compact is the same. This, though, is one of the areas where I was a little bit down on. This is their older style of hop adjustment guide hop system. If you remember the Stark Arms, that was just a nice toothed cog around here. You could slide it on and off, and because it was all geared in there, it would keep. For some reason with this design, they decided to do away with that, even though this came after the Stark Arms. And I would have loved if they kept that. It's just better. But with this, you have to back this hop all the way off. So remember the amount of clicks that you did, and you'll be all right. If you don't, well, you're going to have to adjust it just a little bit each time until you get it back to being right. Annoying as that sounds. You're only going to disassemble it once. That's probably to swap the inner barrel. The rest you can access easily for maintenance with it left on. So we'll leave that. Now, as I say, let's move to the slide. The slide itself is a lovely slide, I must admit. When it comes down to it, you can see the one wear point here, which is just a bit of the finish. So that's about it. Your blowback unit's there. Your piston head is right there. It's a lovely hit. You know, sort of like recoiling snappy as you've seen. Just brilliant. And I do like one of the things that they've done. I don't know if I can put it in camera there, but if you look in here, there's a little round reinforcement steel pin beaten into here. So you can see where the catch point is, right here. Where that little plate here on the arm lifts up, it will catch onto here. And you've got that steel reinforcement. Why do I know it's steel? Well, that's why. So that's going to basically take the abuse of this locking back for a lot longer than other things, okay, which is awesome. Steel-wise, you can see the blowback housing unit here and the reset arm is steel. That's brilliant. It just works. Now, of course, you got 2 screws here to remove this plate. You can take that off and install one of the plates using these 2 screws. They'll go in here, which line up right there. And that lock your plate down, and then you can just screw your optic to the plate, no problem. Again, your takedown sight at the front is there. So you can just see the nut in there, and that'll just twist off. And then you've got your other one here, which is another hex screw there to undo for your rear sight, should you wish to remove them. I wouldn't. I leave them on. I don't run an optic because I like the sights. Now, when it comes down to blowback, to just move these out of the way for a minute. Let's get this in. So the reciprocating mass on this, if I was to zero it, there we go. So your slide's 116 grams, which is not bad. Add an optic, that's going to give you a bit more punch, should you wish. But like I say, I don't run an optic, but it's there for you. And yeah, just absolutely awesome. As I said, when it came to the hop and that, this is a fixed barrel with very little wobble and play. It's not going to go anywhere. It's just nicely located in there. And of course, you do have the ability to swap out the inner barrel and bucking. It is standard gas blowback should you wish. But yeah, outside of that, it is perfectly fine. And just to reset that, because of a different size, just to double check for you. There you go. So now you know what the weight's going on. Now if I take that off, like I say, you do get plates with mine. So if I get the instruction manual here, we can show you all this. It's all in English. You don't have to worry about that. But it does come here with your plates. So you do get number 3, which is for your Seymour footprint. We do get number 2, which is your Trigicon, your RMR style. We do get the Vortex. And we do get the Leopold, number 4. So they're the 4 plates that they supplied with this. As you can see, it's there. Okay. And that's absolutely amazing. And as you can see, it shows you all the stuff here. One thing they don't tell you is that the actual mounting screws for your optic are sold separately. You would need to source them yourself if you don't get them with an optic, or if they're a bit too long, just check before you do install it, etc. All right, so while I get this put all back together, you guys get to see it shooting.
Ha-ha! Hey! Nice and done. Yeah. I just got it off the fucking road again. Still playing thinking right side and look at each other. You do it for left side. Oh, that felt smooth. Holy shit. Oh.
2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining. 2 minutes.
6. 5% back corner.
Yeah, man, coming through.
We're all right. No, we're not. There, man.
Okay, if you've gotten this far in the video and you like what you see but you're not subscribed, do me a favour guys, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Help me feed my family and put bigger and better airsoft toys on the table for you. Okay, so as you can see, there is your tool for your little rear sight, and you've got your hop adjustment tool there just in case I haven't showed it you already. Alright, so what do I think about the PDP? Well, here's the thing. This is VFC's best strike-fire polymer pistol representation they've ever done. It beats their HK VP9s. It even beats their Glock. This is just brilliant. Zero wobble between the upper and lower, so the slide and the frame. No magazine wobble. None of that rubbish. Great trigger. Great modularity. It works. It's reliable. Everything is just absolutely phenomenal. Just overall out the box. Now I have to get into a little bit of realism with you. Okay? Taking all that good that they have made, which yes, if you're after the PDP, this is a brilliant pistol. And it's going to be the same whether you buy it in Europe the UK or the US or in Asia, because essentially the pistol is identical in every territory. The only thing difference between the Asia and the rest of the world is going to be obviously the proof markings here, what you can see in white. They are on this gun, and the fact that you get the optics plate. Now, I pre-ordered it at Action Airsoft because they were the first people to put that up. And I've had this now for over a few months at this point, by the time you guys get to see it. And had it have been done in the UK, I probably would have done that and been disappointed. Since I did my unboxing video for you guys, which you guys seem to love, you pointed out that you've got yours in Germany, and I've seen people here in the UK, because I confirmed it with Land Warrior themselves. The UK and Europe and America do not get the plates with it. The markings are removed. I know why, and I accept the markings. I'm not bothered about the markings. It's those plates. This pistol in the UK retails for £170 plus shipping. And then the plates themselves, which you're going to buy a pack, or you'll buy the acro, which is sold separately as well, regardless of what territory. But those plates are £24.99, and they're €39.99, and I believe they are $30 US, depending on where you go. And I find that to be annoying. This is down to Umarex. It's not VFC. They just get told to manufacture, and they get told where to put things in by Umarex. It's Umarex that you need to be angry at. Umarex have realized that Asia is a smaller market overall compared to the rest of the world. That's just a fact. There are more players in the US than there are in Asia. There are more players in the US, UK, and Europe than there are in Asia. And they know that this territory, all using the same pistols, the same design, and that they could make more money here in the UK and Europe and US selling those plates separate than they would in Asia. In Asia, well, they would get upset, they wouldn't buy it, and that would affect it. So we should do pretty much the same here for our territory. My recommendation, which I hate to say this, but my recommendation for this pistol is, if you really want the PDP, check your local laws and import it. If you can't import it, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to be stuck with your country's local. Like in Germany, it's 0.5 joules, so you have to get it there. But outside of there, if you can import it, get it sorted. That way you will save a bit of money and you get everything in one. Plus you get all the nice markings, which is a highlight for any collector out there. But I would do that. So that would be my suggestion. Just get the Asian edition. Okay? Had I known this prior, I would have let you guys know in the unboxing video. But sadly, like I say, Umarex are playing dirty tricks here. They didn't tell anyone until it was already too late. So that's the downside. This is a phenomenal pistol. We've seen the accuracy. It's really, really tight, you know, for a tiny, tiny, tiny little barrel there. It's brilliant. So it kind of is a sweet and sour moment. Sweet, accuracy, build quality, reliability, durability, everything. Sour is how they present it to us, the avid airsofters out there. It's not fair. Should never, ever split your industry. It's just never a good thing. So, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Hopefully you've hit that like button and done all the usual YouTube stuff. As always, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. I've been Andy, the Middle-Aged Gamer. You guys have been absolutely amazing, and I will catch you in the next video.